Hello, so today we're going to be talking about rule number 2 and 3 for exponents. If you have not watched my adding exponents video, please do so because it's the first step in order to solve these problems with exponents, multi-step exponent problems. Today we're talking about power of a power property, meaning I have some power being raised to another power. Well, if I think about PEMDAS, the P stands for parentheses. So 4 squared gives me 16, and then I have 16 to the third. Well, we said if factored form is 16 times 16 times 16, which gives you 4,096. So this is one way of solving power of a power. But what if I only have variables? What if I only have x's, a's, and b's, or if my bases are all variables? Well, in that case, we have this rule that says if I have exponents connected by parentheses, I multiply. Write a little note to yourself that if you have exponents connected by parentheses, you multiply them. So instead of doing 16 to the third, I could have done 4 to the 2 times 3, or 4 to the 6th. When I do 4 to the 6th in your calculator, you actually get the exact same number, which makes this property true. So here's some examples with only x's, only variables now. I have x squared raised to the 4th. They're connected by a parentheses, so that becomes x raised to the 2 times 4, or x to the 8th. Meaning I can put any number in for x, and that number squared, then raised to the 4th, would be that number raised to the 8th. Next one, x to the 7th raised to the 3rd would be x to the 7 times 3, or x to the 21. So this one's a little bit harder. We have some steps from yesterday thrown in here. I have x squared raised to the 5th. That 5th, or that exponent of a 5, is only attached to that piece, which makes that piece x to the 10th. Well, I have this guy out front, and all I'm going to do is bring him down and multiply x to the 3rd times x to the 10th. Well, yesterday we said if I'm multiplying like bases, I can add the exponents, so I get x to the 13th. So the other kind of property we have is called power of a product property. What this means is inside my parentheses, I don't have an exponent anymore. I have multiplication between two different numbers or two different variables. So if I have something on the outside of my parentheses, I want to distribute the exponent. To everything inside that parentheses. So for this example, if I have numbers, PEMDAS says parentheses first, so I get 18 to the 3rd. Well, 18 times 18 times 18 gives me 5,832. I could solve it this way, but just like last time, sometimes I only have variables or only have letters. if I only have letters, what I want to do is distribute that exponent of an a to become an exponent on the x and an exponent on the y. In this example, I would distribute the exponent to the 3 and the exponent to the 6. Well, 3 to the third gives me 27. 6 to the third gives me 216. Well, 216 times 27 equals 5,832. So this rule of distributing the exponent and leaving it as an exponent, I'm not multiplying 3 and 3 and 6 and 3. I'm keeping it an exponent, but that allows me to maybe simplify my problem and get one number answer or a more condensed answer without parentheses. So here are some examples. I have xy to the 5th. Well, I want to distribute that exponent of a 5 to the x and to the y, which gives me x to the 5th, y to the 5th, and you're done. Your answer should not have parentheses anymore. Well, we see multiplication as things snuggled up next to each other. We also see it as a dot sometimes. So if it's just a dot, same idea. X gets the exponent of a 3, and y gets the exponent of a 3. And that's going to be your final answer. Now this looks kind of funny because I don't have any numbers in there, but if I did have numbers, my answer would be one whole number in the end. Or maybe one integer or one rational number, depending on what numbers you use. Well, number 6, I have a number inside my parentheses. Treat this number just as anything else it gets the exponent to. So I have a 2 to the third, because that 2 is inside my parentheses, so it gets the exponent. And then x, well, x is already raised to the 10th, so it becomes x to the 10 times 3. Why I multiply 10 and 3 and don't add them is because they're connected by a parentheses. So this now becomes 2 to the third, which gives me 8, x to the 30th. So these are our 2 new rules we're working on today. Go ahead, try the next few problems on your own and see how you do. Here they are. Have a great day.